Hi guys, I've been often asked what it takes to build an early stage startup, and as we have seen, our company scaling over the last 12 months from a team of 8 people, we are right now a team of 80 people. And as you must have all experienced, life at startup is very different from any other profession. Now, let me tell you the three key takeaways which I have personally felt and experienced over the last 12 months. One, the mindset has to be solution oriented. What I mean by saying that is, startup life is filled with challenges. Interestingly, 8 out of 10 situations are going to be firefighting and building something from the scratch. So, the people who will be relatively successful here are the people who are always going for the solution rather than always talking about the problem. So, that is one key takeaway. The second one is people who are building the organization. At Expand My Business, I'm super proud of the fact that we are a family of 80 people and the DNA which stands in the Expanders is something which is incredible. What that has also done is that has laid a fundamental value in how the organization scales with time. This thing that stands solid for a company like Expand My Business and other companies who are doing well in the space is the kind of people who are building the company. So the team has to be not only super motivated, but they have to have the vision in mind, which can not only be carried by one person in the team, but I personally feel that at least more than 80% of the team has to carry a singular vision of whatever you are solving for. So that's a second key takeaway. And the third one, being opportunist. Now, I think the biggest advantage which any startup or a young organization has is the ability to run lean and the ability to take pivots or ability to lap onto opportunities as and when the time comes. Interestingly, this is what we have seen, this is what we have experienced. Our processes are always up for challenges. We keep on, improvising how we look at processes or how we look at, the modus operandi of the organization. And just because we have such great speed of execution, that is primarily because we look at opportunities and we take a leap of faith to get that done. And with recent introductions in the line of services which we have done, and we have seen a 7x growth in business over the last 3 months. I think the fundamental reason for the governance of such a strong growth is because we have been opportunist enough to understand how that opportunity can work in our favor and gone ahead with that. So I think these are the three key takeaway learnings from the past 12 months at Expand My Business. Whereas what I always say is these learnings also keep changing. Probably as we scale from a team of 80 people to probably 500 people over the next 12 months, the learnings might be relatively different. But fundamentally, what holds value and which is the most important key takeaway for me is how connected you are to the problem. Because in the end, times might be tough. It might be not a very smooth journey all the time, right? And I'm sure a lot of you on the call have already experienced it, right? Some of your experiments fail, some of your experiments do wonderfully well. But things that do well to things what fail is relatively on the lower ratio, right? Most of the things are bound to not do as you expected. So things can only work out in the best form if you are aligned to the long term vision of the company. Otherwise, if we are looking at the short term gains, I do not think startups are the best place to be in, because short term is not how objectively we should look at how we'll be building things across. And a very historically and statistically speaking, a very key takeaway from this is that if you look at probably the uh, top 30 unicorns of the country, right? You have to look at the age group of the people who are building it. Those are the people who are flexible enough in their thought set, right? Who have a long-term vision in mind, and I think that is how people have been able to pull it off so well. So I think on that note, super excited about how the next 12 months roll out. Super excited to see how a new set of visionaries come along as we speak, right? And super excited to being aligned to where we started, right? Times were tough, times sometimes are still tough, right? But the stickiness to the vision of the company, I think that is something super exciting. And I hope that over the next 2 to 5 years at Expand My Business, we see a set of cultural as well as functional leaders coming along. So guys, that's it from my side. Thank you so much for being patient listeners.